I won. In my house, in my living room, I have a 300-year-old violin, okay? And when I was growing up, I spent many years learning the violin and learned off a very special teacher who had been a professional musician. But the thing about the violin and how it actually connects up to leadership is persistence. You've got to practice it every day. If you want to be any good at it, it's not something you can just pick up and do. It's a journey, and it's that continuous practice, practice, practice. So for me, when I think about leadership, it's not an attribute that just comes naturally. It's something that you learn, but it's something you've got to work on every single day, and that's the connection to the violin.
And I've got a number 3 here. When you're in unknown terrain, don't look for a map, look for a compass. And for me, leadership means developing your own compass. And that's a compass that's based on your own personal values and morals and ethics about how you want to function and operate as a person. But also it's a compass to guide you through an uncertain time. It's a compass that can guide you through any conditions. So it doesn't matter whether you get out on the ground and the terrain is very different from the map that you have. If you've got a really good compass and you know how to use it, you can always find your way.
I came up with number 2. I think I've got two. The first one was leading the Murray-Darling Basin Commission during its last years when the announcement had been made that it was going to disappear and become the Murray-Darling Basin Authority. And as well, we were dealing with the impacts of the Millennium Drought. And that indeed was a very challenging experience, trying to encourage people to stay in the organisation, but at the same time do whatever we could to try to make life a bit easier for people depending upon the water that was going to be delivered by the Commission. The other experience that is a very challenging leadership experience is one I'm involved in right now, which is trying to get rid of red imported fire ants in southeast Queensland so that they don't spread right throughout Australia.
Two. I think that's fairly simple for me. The most challenging leadership experience to date for me has been one of being a parent. I'm very fortunate to be the parent of 2 children. I've got a son named Florian who is 13 years old, and I've got a daughter called Michaela who turns 11 in about a month's time. And I think anyone who's a parent knows that when you become a parent, it has some great happy times, but there's also the challenges that come with it. And the thing that I reflect on is that when you do become a parent, you come into it having no experience whatsoever. You obviously get lots of advice. Some of it's really, really helpful. Some of it's a little bit unhelpful, but you get it anyway. And you go into it and you are completely new to it and you have no experience whatsoever. And you have to grow and learn through the whole time you're a parent. And I've had those moments when I felt like I have succeeded as a parent and been a good leader to my children, and then I've had those times when I felt like I've failed. And it's often when you reflect on both, but particularly when you feel like you've failed, that you actually maybe learn the most. And talking about being a parent, the thing that I've also found is when I've had those moments where I've been vulnerable with my kids, and the moments when I've taken the moment and realised that I need to apologise to them have been the points where I've drawn closer to them, and I've probably shown the greatest leadership that I can possibly provide to them. It's a lifelong journey. It's an excellent experience to be a parent, and it's one that I wouldn't change for the world.